and a warm welcome to everyone. I'm Sheila Ramakrishnan. I'm a biochemical engineer in the pharma industry and also an art of living teacher and writer. It's my great pleasure to have Kaushani Desai ji here today, world-renowned holistic chef, Sattva, the Ayurvedic cookbook that is a masterpiece and manual for many of us, and just a very dear presence educating in for more than 20 years, plus 40 countries. We are so blessed to have you here with us today on the Blessed Channel. Welcome. Thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you, Sheila ji, for inviting me.
It's our honor. We're just so thrilled to have you in the US on tour, and hard to keep up with you. You were in Seattle, Portland, and now Texas is getting to enjoy you in Dallas. Thank you for educating so many of us on healthy food and lifestyles and making it accessible. So I just want to say it's a great honor, and as we start our conversation, I'll start as we always do. What does blessing mean to you?
Blessing is very important. I think in my life, my experience is that blessing made many miracles happen around me, happen through me. And when you feel that there is nowhere else or no other solution for anything, any situation in front of you, and it's very, very challenging, blessing works and takes you out from that situation, and then you will see miracle happens.
That's so beautiful and so true, and I think so relevant in these times. It's a tricky times for the world, and blessings are so needed, and food is so needed, and not just any food, because we all know that we need food to eat to live, but not all food can be the most beneficial for us. And we are so grateful that you are taking this path of teaching healthy food and cooking. And wouldn't you say that healthy food is a blessing in itself?
Yeah.
Um, so, as a well known holistic chef that many of us follow, tell us a little bit about your professional background. Were you always interested in cooking, healthy cooking, or was it something just that came to you as you went on your journey?
So I have done food and nutrition as my bachelor degree. I have taken up that subject. And after I finished graduation, I also got to much interested into the natural ways of healing, because in my last semester of my graduation, we got internship to do in hospitals, and my two patients were extreme patients. One was some 90% burn patient, and other patient was lactating woman.
Oh,
And I saw that only by giving some recipe or some suggestions to them, that eat this, eat that, this is protein rich, or this is giving you vitamin E, didn't work well in my case. So I got all the backlashes from both the patients, and they were not ready to accept any help from my side. And I was not aware what to do at that point, because I had to perform well in my internship to get good grades. So then, by the time I finished my graduation, I have done, luckily, happiness program, um, silence program, DSN program. So I was having all these techniques to, save myself, save my mind in that situation. And I just brought something good and something healthy, aloe vera and Indian gooseberry juice for the patient. And the patient used that and he got benefited with that. So he then wanted to hear what I want to convey to him. So that was something where I got shaken up, that whatever I'm studying is not enough to serve the mankind. I need something extra to help them to reduce their pain. So, food, at that time, I understood that food is not only to fill the tummy. For a healthy person, food is for pleasure, food is for enjoyment. But for a patient, food is something which helps them to heal mentally, physically, emotionally. So, I have understood, or I have seen food from a new perspective. And at that time, I have also got interested in natural ways of naturopathy. And I saw that people cure through this naturopathy, juices, and natural way of eating and cooking. So then I worked with them, the specialist. And at one point, I realized, being there for 1 year, that something is lacking and I need to search for something more, which is more deeper than this. And then I have heard Gurudev talking about Ayurveda a lot
Oh, yeah.
during that time, before Silver Jubilee. So I got very fascinated and interested towards that subject. So when I got time to visit ashram, I sat and read the books about Ayurveda in library, and I got a lot of new information which I apply in my own life, and I got benefited out of it. So then it clicked to me that this is the final thing which I need, and I need to do something about Ayurveda. And then with Gurudev's blessing, if you ask me how this course came up or how everything got started, I have no idea how it got started. It was going to get started. When God wants to do something, when Gurudev wants to do something, he have all the ways to make that happen. You just have to be available at that point of time. And you don't do anything. Everything is done by grace. So you just make yourself available in that present moment, and everything happens on its own. So my experience is that I have also learned a lot teaching this. Yeah, and I feel that experience is the greatest master, which can teach you something in life, which you can never forget in your life. So, this knowledge I have learned through experience.
And it seems like you just knew, you felt the passion, you felt that this was real and it can really help people. And I can just see how it gave you purpose and direction to want to spread this knowledge more and more, and how you have in so many countries. It's just amazing. But just how sweet you have put it, that you just felt like you were carried
Yeah.
by this grace. Don't you feel like sometimes when you are in the right place, doing the right thing for a greater good, it just does flow, and you are that instrument that makes it flow with your expertise and your experience and your creativity. So we're just we're so grateful that you found this connection and bringing it to many of us. So you did see actually, right, some examples of how these techniques and this whole lifestyle can really make a difference. Maybe even a difference from very serious conditions that you saw.
Yeah, so one of my friend who got graduated with me, further she did masters also. She asked me one day that when you do this work, it's good, but what do you get out of doing this? Because they are getting very well paid off in their jobs, and she was just wanted to know whether I do the same thing. So I just asked her that, earning money is not difficult in this world. You can earn money if you work hard. But what about job satisfaction? Do you
Right.
get the job satisfaction after earning so much? And she asked me, what is job satisfaction? What exactly you mean? So I asked her, somebody comes and tells you that, thank you for this knowledge and it has changed my life. And she was thinking and she was like, I don't think any patient came back to me in the hospital. And I told her that that is what job satisfaction I have got a lot doing this service work. That when people come and shares their experience, how they got healed, it makes you so happy. And that happiness you cannot buy from somewhere. It's very precious and valuable.
Health and happiness, not all the money in the world can't replace those. So it's so important. And, you know, I was just feeling like in these times where people are just running, the pace seems very busy. The tendency can be that we just are eating on the run, just grabbing anything, going for fast food or something like that, and that only makes it worse, right? Can you share that it doesn't have to be like that? That uh, um, healthy cooking and eating can also be efficient. Is that your experience?
Yeah, so definitely it helps a lot. For example, you do your day-to-day work, but when you are spiritual, it doesn't increase the amount of time you have, but it increases your efficiency,
Right.
right? The result it can give you better of whatever you perform. So when we mix spirituality, make part of our life, and with spirituality, even if we work on other aspects of life, like having a good lifestyle, eating pure, good, clean food, it makes a huge difference in our life, in our appearance, in our clarity of mind, in our actions, everywhere it has impact. For example, whatever amount of time you spend behind cooking or eating, in that same amount of time, if you do it in a right way, it increases your energy levels, you become more creative, and you get that force within you which helps you to drive easily, make your own way, and drive smoothly in your life ahead. And you can achieve a lot of things. The creativity after eating good food, after doing your daily spiritual practices, can change you as a person, can make you a better human being.
This is amazing. And you have just showed us that it's in our hands. We can do it. And it's worth taking the time. Because, you know, a lot of times when we rush, the result is not good. The decisions are not good. And if we do that same thing with our food, It's not good. We deserve to treat ourselves with respect and honor, and like truly what we eat, it
Yeah.
makes such a difference. So thank you so much. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this tour that you're doing and the Art of Living Ayurvedic cooking course that you're taking to many cities in the US right now and all over the world. Tell us a little bit about that format and how long you've been teaching this program.
So this program's name is Holistic Cooking Program. It's a 4-day format. So 2 days we give attention to the theoretical knowledge about food, about the right combinations of food, about the right timing to eat food, about digestion, about how we get all these health issues and how we can counter those things just by changing little bit of our daily habits and by bringing small tips, improving your own lifestyle, what is called lifestyle and how important for us to follow a good lifestyle, like a regimen, like a time to eat, you follow that time and keep a good lifestyle, maintain that. We also learn about how to make alkaline water, what is acidic food, alkaline food, what are six taste and how the taste impact our body. We learn about spices, and in Ayurveda we believe that spices or our kitchen is like pharmacy, and the importance of diet in Ayurveda is equal to taking treatment. So we believe that ahara, that is food in Sanskrit language, is aushadha, that is medicine. So when
Medicine.
you have good food, it works as medicine for you. If the food is not right, even the medicine cannot work with you. That that importance is given to food in Ayurveda. So about all this, how what are the good ways, the process to cook food, which you can opt so that you can retain the nutritive value in the food. And finally, when you make something, it should be nourishing, it should be tasty, healthy, and satisfying all five senses.
Ah,
So in
right.
this program, we learn more about the spiritual aspect of food. We just don't focus on the recipes like making this, that, junk food, etc. But we see food beyond that. The real treasure, what food is. Anna Brahmam in Sanskrit language, we call it. That means food is the creative energy. It can bring the creativity within you. The kind of food you eat, it decides your mood. So we learn the right process of cooking, and following the process, you can change any of your recipes into a holistic way recipe.
Oh, that's wonderful to know. It's
Yeah,
not that you just um, are trying, certain recipes. You're saying you can adapt any recipe to being a good one that
yeah,
is good for you, not just in the short term taste, but in the long term, how it affects the whole system holistically. And
yeah.
that's wonderful. And so you think we don't need so much all these advanced professional kind of skills and equipment and fancy ingredients. You think anybody can do it?
Yeah, of course. See, all these fancy equipments, all these things are add on, like adding value to what you are doing. But the basic food, which is for nourishment, which is for healing purpose, is what something we need to do. And then, of course, garnishing and making it more pretty looking. And that is like a bonus if you do it.
Yes, yes, but I loved how you described that it's appealing to all the senses, including the presentation, including the fragrance, the aroma, just everything that comes together.
Yeah.
And I can imagine being on this art of living journey with these holistic breathing meditation practices that releases this comfort that you have with yourself and just being relaxed and the creative aspects flow. So I can imagine when you're exposed to such practices that can carry into the food and the cooking, and that it's fun, right? You're making it fun for all of us. It's not just a chore that you have to do.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, I want to ask, particularly because you have been a long time with the foundation and learning from Gurudev, were there some uh, things that you learned um, that really stuck with you and just made a huge difference in how you approached either eating or cooking or anything? Just wondered something directly that you that has really stood with you.
Yeah. So I have seen applying this knowledge in my own life. I got so much benefited with it. And what I feel, I experience, I just wanted the same feeling and experience to reach other people. They should also have that experience. So, with that motivation, I started the work. So, in the initial days when I was very new as teacher, I was myself not aware about the power of this knowledge. So, I was having zero expectation from what I will be doing, or will I be do something. I was having no idea. So I was very young when I became teacher. For when I started my journey, I was only 22-year old, and I started with a, you can say a fresh mind, no
A
impressions
clean
about anything,
slate,
blank mind, I would say.
blank canvas.
Yeah, yeah. So I always allowed I always follow the flow, go with the flow. I never had anything like decided in prior. And observing a journey like go with the flow is so beautiful, that if you have not decided anything and then you see that happens so beautifully, gives you that, um, you can say, you feel that wow, how it is working. You get surprised all the time how it is working, and it teaches you that there is some power beyond everything, and it is bigger than your existence. And when that is in action, then everything which is happening around you is perfect and beautiful. So I have experienced this throughout my journey. The first course happened in Pakistan, and I stayed with one teacher, and she was having few of issues which I was not aware of. So I stayed with her for a month, and we trained the chef in her house to cook healthy way, and he started cooking. So in 1 month he got trained, and that lady teacher had that food every day. And then she suddenly came out from a very severe problem of hers, which she was suffering from a long time. And when she expressed that to me, that how this food has healed her in a month, I myself was shocked. So I was not knowing the power of this knowledge which Gurudev blessed me to share with people. And the more I have experienced that by sharing this knowledge, I have experienced how the power works. I have experienced how people heals. And that had made me believe more stronger about the knowledge. And experienced the depth of the knowledge. And it is unshakable now.
You are on a mission, we can see, to just change how we all think about food and cooking, and what a blessing, that 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 feeling. You just want to do it more and more. I think I want to ask you, initially when you started teaching this program, and then you wrote that sattva book. What a beautiful work of art that is. But yet, you know, you brought us to be able to do these beautiful creations. Um, uh, Tell us about that journey when you
So
wrote
it's
that
a
book.
beautiful story. So I got a call one day that Gurudev want you to write a book. And I was not a writer. And they gave me a limit that in a week you have to finish the book and send it to us. We have to print it as soon as possible.
In a week,
Yeah.
wow.
Whenever I get something with the name that, oh, Gurudev wants this to happen, then I stop using my brain. Then just I allow that miracle to happen on its own, and I become like that observer, the seer. So I was taking course somewhere in Maharashtra, and when I got this call, then I was like, okay. So I started putting the recipes. I started compiling the recipes in the laptop, and I saw that in 6 day 89 recipes were ready. And
Wow.
then they sent one photographer for the photo shoot, and they wanted to do it in 3 days. And at that time, there was some curfew going on because of the bird flu. So, how that photo shoot happened is another miracle, because the photographer who came was professional, and he wanted like 12 feet long table and some particular kind of lights and the environment and the crockery, and he got few things in his bag. And then, as every time it happens, that we never got any long tables we saw in few houses, but we had to manage in the 3 feet table everything instead of 12 feet. And then whatever particular lighting he was needing was not available there, and the crockery was also minimal, and on top of that curfew was there, so very limited vegetables were available. And still the photo shoot happened so beautifully, and in 3 days we had to finish it off. So we worked like more than 12 hours every day. And
Wow.
when I used to take nap, he used to take pictures. When he used to take nap, I used to make next recipe. Like that, it was like a very beautiful experience. And that's how the whole book got completed. And when it came printed in the form of a book, the pictures were so beautiful,
So beautiful.
and you can see the presence of divine in that photo in the
Yes.
form of rudraksha, like some cardamom seeds. That photographer is also so much with grace. He works so gracefully that that piece of cardamom on the round sweet balls, laddu, was looking like rudraksh. And I was so much surprised and in that oh, looking at that book, that who made this book? Because definitely it was not me.
But it was you.
Yeah, but
And
then you
you,
believe that,
in the
yeah, the
flow
God
of
works
grace.
through, yeah, through you. And it is all the grace. And then luckily I saw one day, when I was searching the book online, the the author's name was Sri Ravi Shankarji. And that day I was actually, wow, really truly it was written by Gurudev only. And everything happened through him only. So the correct name I saw online about the book's author, that Sri Ravi Shankarji have made this book, and I was so happy reading that.
That is so, that goes straight to the heart. And we are so grateful that you put together. That's, I won't even say that's just a book. That is a framework and like a manual for all of us to just keep following again and again. I can't believe I get a chance to talk
But the story
to you
behind it.
today and know the story. Um, Now, in modern times, we have to keep evolving, right? And so the printed book would work for many people. I'm a book person, but in making it even more accessible to those who maybe don't want to read a book, how did you change formats to your sattva cooking show, and tell us a little bit more about that.
So then when we came up with the book, also there was an idea to make a cook show. And that's how we started shooting for the cook show. And it was my first experience in front of the camera. So we got a model also, beautiful model, who was with me in the same frame. And then it was like all the conversation based show, where she asked me question and I gave answer. And then we decided to convert the same book into episode wise. So
Yeah.
then we segregated the recipe, like good for bone health, good for females,
Oh,
good for
fantastic.
diabetes, good for hypertension. Like that, we segregated it, and kept it in a specific headings under that, all the recipes. And we made the cook show, the Sattva cook show, and the CDs were available. Now nobody uses the CD, and everybody is without CD player, without cassette. So that's why I think we have put up that on Art of Living app.
Oh, fantastic! I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. So that everybody can just access the
Yeah.
app and have that knowledge and that creative and festive spirit right at your fingertips. Um, I want to ask one aspect, at least in the US, maybe even in recent years, there's been that movement, uh, farm to table, kind of this fresh ingredients uh, coming right there. And so I want to ask you a little bit about, we've got summer weather coming here, and uh, gardening. What can you say about growing your own food and herbs to help make these delicious and nutritious creations?
I would say farm to table is a very, very ancient concept, because people have always lived like this. They used to grow their own food and eat it. And I have grown up eating food straight from our own farm in Gujarat. And still we do farming in our house also, in our farm also, and we get all the organic, freshly grown vegetables and fruits for ourselves. So that has a very special effect. That's much more healthier way for surviving. And I would say that in this era, where the childrens are not at all feeling connected with fruits and vegetable, and they feel more connected to packet foods because that's what they see. When they walked in the supermarket, they see only packet foods, so they are more connected to those food, and they feel that food, that word is relevant to all the packed food. So just to bring them back to the nature, we should start doing that gardening, small activity kind of thing on Saturday, Sunday with kids at home. And you know how a mother or how the parents love their own kid and they protect them the whole life, right? So when you grow a plant, the plant is like your baby. Yeah, you gave birth to the plant, so anything grows on that is so dear and near and so precious for you. So when you teach kids to do plantation, maybe some fruits, some berries, some vegetables, start with something which is growing fast. And you can connect kids with nature. You can bring them back to the nature. And when they see something growing in front of them, they don't think whether they like it or not. Out of love that this is their own creation, they eat it. So that's the best way to bring natural food or nourish food full of nourishment in kids' life is to introduce them with the gardening part.
That's beautiful. Get them early
Yeah,
into those very precious habits. Nothing tastes as good as what you grow yourself because, as you say, you put all your
love and
hard
effort.
work and love into it. So, and I think when you have a good bounty of produce coming, hopefully, um, you find creative ways to have to use it, right? Or, of course, you can share it, take it into the workplace or wherever. But you'll come up, I think, with
Yes.
new and unusual ways to use cucumber and zucchini and some of these very prolific fruits and vegetables.
I was in Seattle. I went to this flower garden. And because my father is into organic farming and he loves different types of vegetables and all, so I bought all the unique seeds for him,
Ah,
like the ancient corn, which is multicolor from US,
oh,
and the yellow and purple French beans, and then purple and yellow broccoli, cauliflower, and so many good and unique vegetable seeds I have seen there. I bought them, and I'm very excited to bring them back to home and to give that to my dad, the
that's
memory from
beautiful.
US.
that that you can't get a more fresh souvenir than that. And I love also what you said. Don't just necessarily go for the usual. Go for the colorful, something unique. Try something different. There's so much choice to do. And of course, we have to adapt a little bit to the region that you live, but there's a pretty good growing season, and in some places, year round. And for those who are not able to grow, it's a good chance, particularly in summer season, to take advantage of the farmers markets that are readily available to everyone. Um, I gotta ask this question, and you probably get asked it a lot. Have you ever got the chance or a memorable one opportunity when you had to cook for Gurudev? Um, or a big program, whichever you'd like to share.
Yeah, I have got a lot of opportunity to cook for big events as well as to cook for Gurudev. And whenever I cook for Gurudev, it's always a special moment. But I would like to share one of the experience that from my childhood, from whenever I got interested into cooking, my interest was different. Initially, I was interested in learning things which are popular. Later on, the interest changed into making something unusual, which
Ah,
nobody, which is not available and which is like not common, something unique and different than usual. So once I decided to make that became like my passion. That if you say I don't like bottle gourd, that I would like to make something out of bottle gourd, and you eat it and you love it and you don't even know this is bottle gourd.
that's
And
amazing.
practicing that made me so fascinated all the time. So I try out things with pumpkin, with bottle gourd, all the less popular vegetable, you convert them into fancy food or something very tasty, and you feel good about when people like it. So I thought I'll make gulab jamun for Gurudev, but I will not make it from milk and milk product because it's little heavier, but I would go with some lighter version. So I decided to make it from dal.
Wow.
So I fermented the lentil and I made some ball in appe without frying. I just baked it, roasted it, and then I boiled it into the sugar syrup and I served that to Gurudev. So somebody else served it. I just made it. And then I was waiting for the reply that how he liked it. So I sent some three pieces to him, and one and a half piece came back. One and a half he had. So I was having some extra in the kitchen, which I tasted, and it was tasting like lentil balls. But the one which came back from Guruji's room, from his plate, which he had, like the remaining one and a half, when I tasted that, it was just tasting like gulab jamun. There was no difference
Wow.
between the original and the lentil one. And I was again shocked that how come the one which is extra in the kitchen is tasting like lentil ball, but from his plate tastes like gulab jamun. So touch only his touch changed the entire experience of that recipe. And that's what I love about him, that he touches anything and even the stone gets into gold. It can turn the stone into gold or diamond.
I'm amazed and loved hearing that story. But I know too, you would have put your love into making that, and um, I bet it was even the one in your kitchen. I bet to any of us, we would have thought it was
Gulab
amazing
jamun.
too. Because I think sometimes we might be our own toughest customer. But in either case, it sounded like an incredible creation.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, when Gurudev brings the world together for wonderful events like World Culture Festival, the diversity and the uniqueness, the friendliness, how everything comes together. Um, and that applies to food. I remember when going to these World Culture Festivals and trying foods from all over. It was so special. And I just wondered, with the 45th year, what you all were putting together for in terms of food.
Yeah. So in ashram, our team is there. We have teachers there who have got gathered and they are working in ashram kitchen. And I'm just helping them verbally from here over
From
phone.
here.
Yeah,
Wow.
they are doing everything physically, making that happen. The words into the reality. So they are doing the groundwork, and I'm very happy that they got the chance. And I'm happy, though I'm not there, but I'm also experiencing a lot of things, teaching courses in US, how people have appreciated, accepted this knowledge, and how they have implemented it and got so much benefit out of it. So their experience, I'm still getting WhatsApp messages and calls from people who have done course in past 3 months, and they have such wonderful results and experiences to share about the knowledge, and that really makes me happy,
And so
and satisfaction is there.
we're so lucky to have you. And so you've been here for a little while, and do we get to have you for a few more months?
Yeah, so I am here for 4 months. I already finished the 3 months. Now
Okay.
the last 1 month is remaining.
Okay. And is your schedule um, pretty fixed, or there's
Yeah,
still a
it is
little bit
fixed.
of room? Okay, it's
It's
fixed.
fixed, it's jam packed. There was small room of window, and that also taken by Boston. So right now I'm in Dallas. The course will start in Dallas from Thursday. Then next Thursday I will start in Austin, then Houston. Then from there I will fly to Boston. First to fourth is Boston, June.
Okay.
Uh, then fifth to seventh it is in New Jersey, and then 11 to 14th June, the last course will happen in Washington, D.C.
Oh, in DC. Okay, wonderful.
15th, I'm flying back home,
Okay.
Bangalore.
We're so glad that you covered all the time zones, and that many got a chance to experience. Um, Now another question, because we're very timely with this interview, and thank you for making that time in between such a jam-packed schedule. Gurudev's 70th birthday. Looks like Dallas gets to have you. And what are you cooking up, or are you still thinking about it in your mind?
So tomorrow we'll go to the market, and then only we'll think something what to do here. And then day after there is Guruji's birthday, so definitely we'll make something, some prasad for the satsang.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. And I know you must be also advising and being part of the creations going on in India too.
yeah.
And it's so good. You're so humble. I know that you're even though you're not there physically, you are there in spirit, and we're lucky to have you here in person. But it's going to be so special everywhere around the world. People are going to, I hope, put their creative juices into action, not just for taste, but to figure strategic ways to make it healthy and nutritious, as if we were all um, serving Gurudev.
Yes,
So
I am very happy that on this special year of Gurudev's birthday, and we are also completing Art of Living's. Um, this we are also celebrating that. So continuously taking all these courses in US, and that also after 20 years. In first time it is happening in US. So I'm very glad that continuously I got the opportunity to teach these courses here. And I'm happy that I could contribute something for our organization from the
Yes.
course part also.
Yes, I mean, what better way? Um, the practices, of course, but food is so important, and
Yeah.
to make that difference and transformation. Um, just we're so grateful. Maybe we know it's late for you, Kaushani ji, but are there any final words you'd like to share? Um, we're so inspired, and you've made such a difference.
So I would like to tell everyone that this body and this life is a very, very precious gift from God. Yeah. And God gave this life to us. And on top of that, we have Gurudev in our life, who is so powerful, so kind, and he is a force behind our life. He takes all the pain, all the problems from our life. What he asks us is to smile and give all the problems to him. And I don't think anybody can ask these things from you, that give me your pain and take all the happiness from me. So, something we need to now wake up, shake up, and we also need to give from our side to Gurudev the 100% commitment by living the knowledge. Whatever we are learning from him, we should implement that knowledge, and practicing that knowledge uplift you so much spiritually that you are able to do what he wants you to do, what nature wants you to do, and that is serving the world, serving the universe. That is the purpose behind our life. And it's a right time for us to fulfill that purpose and be back into the action by living the knowledge, by following a good lifestyle, by being in the knowledge, and do for what you are born. Just do that. It's high time that we need to shake up, wake up, and do something for this world. We also need to contribute from our side in whatever Gurudev's vision is. Of course, grace works through us, and ultimately, the grace is doing everything. But as instrument, we need to be always available for that grace to flow through us. And I want everyone to be that beautiful instrument and cherish your life.
So, so beautifully said, and you've given us a call um, for action, um, and have inspired us with your own example, and we can all make this a better place with Gurudev's vision and the grace that supports when you're doing good things. So I am just thrilled to have had the opportunity to have been with you for this time, and I know I speak for all of those who took your programs or are going to take your programs in this month, who have been impacted by those recipes and the cooking shows and just everything, from the bottom of our hearts, and our taste buds. We thank you, and thank you for being on the Blessed Channel.